Hello, I'm Craig Birch here at Manders Real Estate headquarters on the Compton Road in the heart of Wolverhampton, where we have the triumphant return of top tips. Not 5 ways, not 5 reasons, top tips. And this is very apt to me as well, as it is winter, and I don't half know it's winter. I've had stinking man flu all week. I could be deceased at any second. No one cared, so I felt that compelled, because I've had to spend time at home with a hot water bottle, God knows how many hot clothes on, trying to get rid of this. But I also did worry about the safety of my home as well. So maybe we're not all as well protected inside the house as we would like to think. I'm not a homeowner at the moment, but if I was a homeowner, I'd be very, very worried to make sure that's all the elements were not going to conspire and cost me a lot of money and damage my home. So I decided to draw up a list for the triumphant return of top tips, of the top 5 tips to protect your home in winter, and I'll go straight into them because I think this is something that we're really going to need to know. Not just this week, this could be the start of something. It's the 30-year anniversary of the terrible rain floods that engulfed the country. We've already had God knows how much snow here this week, and we do need to be very, very careful indeed. So do take heed of these top tips, because I feel they may benefit you if you're a homeowner. Number 1, batten down the hatches. This is the easiest one of the lots, but you'd be very, very surprised at how many people get this wrong. Leaving doors open, leaving windows open, and any time the elements can come in and attack your house. Should you leave a window open and go out of the house and there's heavy rain or heavy snow, it can cause all sorts of anarchy. If you let the dog out last thing at night for him to do his business, wherever he may be doing his business, then you also run the risk of forgetting to lock the door, or the dog coming back in, you not locking the door, and goodness knows what anarchy could result from that. So do be very careful and do make a thorough check, as you should always do all year round really, but do make a thorough check of everything to make sure that your home is protected against the elements in that regard, and also protected against the undesirables that might want to come in your home uninvited. But then again, in this weather, I'm not sure even they bother, to be honest with you. Number 2, take your mind out of the gutter. Not what you think. Do check your gutters, because guttering and so on, or your drains and stuff like that, they can clog up so very easily this time of year, particularly if you live in a block of apartments like I do. Then you do need to make a thorough check to make sure that everything is clear, because otherwise all of a sudden you'll hear your sink making a terrible gurgling sound. It can also happen in your bathroom, and if that worst comes to worst in that respect, you could find your toilets overflowing, you could find all sorts of things happening. So when you hear them horrible gurgling sounds, it may already be too late. A thorough check, maybe on a daily basis, or maybe on a weekly basis, or just when the weather's bad, is best safe than sorry, isn't it? Number 3, stay in the loop. Television is not the only place to watch news these days. The Met Office, you can sign up for their emailing service where they will email you regular updates that also come through to your phone. You can check them on Twitter, you can get them on Facebook, much like you get all the stuff with us, and they will keep you updated saying, so-and-so is happening at so-and-so, we forecast this, we forecast that, and then you've got some idea of what's ahead, and you won't be caught cold, pardon the pun. Number 4, get ready. Be on red alert indeed. Though it's very, very rare that you get severe weather forecasts, but you do wonder how many of us would actually be ready if terrible weather was to indeed engulf us. Would you have the sandbags that are required, for instance, to whack around your doors? Would you know to turn off all your water, gas and electricity? Would you know to move all your electrical appliances and valuables to another area of the house? Do be prepared for this. It may not happen, we sure to God hope it never happens, but if it does, it's important to be ready, so do make sure you have some sort of contingency plan in place, because you never know. Be prepared, and you could be the one ultimately that comes through this smelling of roses at the end of it, if we ever see roses again. It doesn't feel like it at the moment. And number 5, last but by no means least, and very, very important this as well, be reassured by your insurances. If you own your own house, you should have buildings insurance, and you should have contents insurance, protecting you against all eventualities. What if you live in a flat or apartment? That's another big issue. We touched upon that in Friday's property clinic actually, and at this time of year, nothing could be particularly more apt. If you live in a flat or apartment, you will have contents insurance. But who takes care of the buildings insurance? It's normally your landlord, but you might want to check the small print, or maybe even call your landlord and ask him. If you as a group of leaseholders have a stake in the freehold, then it may be you as a collective that have insurance, and again you need to be very sure of what terms and conditions are on that and what you're entitled to. But certainly have all that relevant information checked over, have all the information and emergency numbers ready, And for goodness sake, have a fully charged mobile phone at all times. So if worst comes to worst, the power goes out or anything, you can get straight on the mobile blower, get onto their emergency lines, and they can come and help you as soon as they possibly can. I'm Craig Birch. I'll see you hopefully with no man flu, in better weather, heading towards Christmas with more top tips. I'll see you then.